15,000 fans turned out to see the Soul's home opener, and what they saw was thrilling, raucous, rowdy, everything that the Soul is all about. Hey, don't worry, no one was forced to walk the plank. Walk the Plank is brought to you by Foods Galore, preferred food supplier for Chickies and Pete's from the start. Bargain Car, Truck and Van Rental in Brookhaven, Broomall, and Chadsford. Bradford White Water Heaters, the official water heater of the Philadelphia Soul. GENO'S Steaks, the best cheesesteak in Philadelphia since 1966. Susquehanna Bank, the preferred banking partner of the Philadelphia Soul. It's called Walk the Plank. It's the Soul's Coaches Show. Head coach Doug Blank. And he can't be with us this week. I'm Lou Tilley. Clint Dolezel, the offensive coordinator, is filling in for Doug, who's involved in some personal business on this Monday after the Soul's first loss of the year. I guess you're not going to go 18-0.
Not now. No, not for sure. I mean, it's a very frustrating game, which we'll get into. There's a lot of things that went wrong that we could have controlled. Very disappointing on the undisciplined part of our players, and that's a direct reflection on the coaches. So we're going to get that fixed.
Doug, on the plus side for the fans that did come out, and I mentioned the crowd was announced at 15,000 for your home opener in the new look Soul. Many of your new players that you brought along from Dallas, where you were the head coach a year ago, were on display yesterday. Some of them terrific. I don't know if you know this, but we talk about it sometimes like tennis with the Arena League game. You try to stay on serve. Score, 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 score. We went through the first half 34-34 with each team scoring 5 touchdowns on 6 possessions. It was a nearly perfect game with only one imperfection, and that was late in the game when you had a 1st and 10 from your own 3 and were unable to convert a first down.
Yeah, that was probably the most frustrating. You bring that up. To me, that stands out the most on the offensive side. Anytime a defense is going to come up and try to press us across the board, it's got to be a touchdown. They did it 3 times in a row on us, and it worked for them. And I was disappointed in our receiving core. Some things we hadn't worked on before. We're going to get better at that, and then we put the ball on the ground on 4th down. Disappointing. Yep.
And that was the difference. They opened up a 2-score difference, and you had to play a different style of football. From the very beginning, we talked about this last week on Walk the Plank. A year ago, when I did the game Soul at Cleveland, there was a pregame fight, and it was a nasty one. And that carried over to yesterday. There was a little pregame fight there, and it was chippy all through the game. Now, Doug said he was disappointed in your guys that they let Cleveland get under their skin, and there were some penalties that cost you as a result.
They did. I mean, they came right out, and that was their whole game plan, to come out and start getting chippy with us and see how we'd react, and we jumped right in their faces. Now, I'm never going to blame the referees, but they should have got control of that real early in that game. There's no way they should be standing there waiting on us when we're getting announced and be that close to us. Of course they're going to start getting loud, but we've got to learn to control our emotions, and we will be better at that.
68-62. The bad news is the Soul loses it, but if you were there in person, it was everything that the AFL should be. It went down to the very last, literally 10 seconds of the game, and there was some controversy there. We thought that Cleveland was going to be forced into a 4th down play, and maybe you get the ball back, but you didn't.
They let the clock run down to 5 seconds. It should have been stopped at 9. Some of our clock operator that really messed that up too, but the referees have to be able to see that. They have to fix it. They didn't. We had a player walk out trying to get their attention too while we're out of timeouts. They throw a flag on us and then give us the 9 seconds. It's too late. It's automatic 1st down. They run the time off, throw it in the stands, ball game. And
it's amazing how calm you seem today after watching you yesterday. I know it was frustrating for you on that last drive. You wanted to get that ball back one more time.
We did. Anytime there's 1 second left in arena football, even if you're on your own 1-yard line, there's a chance to score. And we felt like with our offense and our caliber of players that we can score from anywhere on the field, and we didn't have that opportunity.
Well, coming up next week, the Soul go on the road to Georgia, where Doug Plank is the former head coach. We'll be telling you about that. And we also want to tell you about the next time that you get a chance to see the Soul, when they come back home in the week after that, on April 15th. They come home to take on the San Jose SaberCats at the Wells Fargo Center. That's a Sunday, another 6:05 kickoff. This is one of the best teams, if not the best team in the Arena League, and it's a rematch of Arena Bowl 22 that the Soul won back in New Orleans, and maybe a preview of this year's Arena Bowl. Call the Soul at 888-789-SOUL or go online at PhiladelphiaSoul.com. And a big plus out of yesterday, one of Clint's players from Dallas that he brought along had a breakout game. His name is Tiger, and look at this play. Talk about running through a wall for a win. We'll explain when we come right back on Walk the Plank.
If you've been seriously injured in an auto accident, remember this name. If you're being pressured by the insurance company to take a settlement that isn't fair, remember this name. If you need someone to fight for you to get the money you deserve, remember this name, LundyLaw. Call 1-800-LundyLaw. Winning millions for clients in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware for over 50 years.
Hey Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Soul are inviting you to call now and purchase a Doug Plank 46-pack. What is it? Tickets to 4 games, including the home opener on April 1st. Go to PhillyWeGotThis.com. That's 4 games, plus all the benefits of being part of a championship team and championship season for $46. You want in? Go to PhillyWeGotThis.com or call the Soul office at 888-789-SOUL. Go to PhillyWeGotThis.com.
You have 25 hours of things to do every day and just 24 hours to do them. Finding time to manage your money can be a chore. Susquehanna Bank offers a variety of checking options to help. Whether you're on the road, at home, or anywhere in between. And even though convenience is its own reward, it's just one of the many we offer. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts for busy people like you. Member FDIC.
Chickie and Pete's, home at the Soul. Good times and great food. But where does Pete get his great eats?
Hi, I'm Pete from Chickie and Pete's, and we've been using Foods Galore since the very start back in 1977. They've grown with us, and they'll grow with you.
Foods Galore, they deliver for Pete, and now for your food business. Call them at 856-488-1112. Foods Galore, providing the great eats for Chickie and Pete's, and now for you.
Hey, welcome back from Chickies and Pete's. That's our location for Walk the Plank. Doug's taking the week off. Clint Dolezel is joining me, the offensive coordinator, assistant head coach, former big stud quarterback in the league, too.
Old days, old days.
And our special guest here, Anthony Jones. And you should know him better now as Tiger Jones. But you weren't ripping off the golfer, were you?
No, I try to stay away from the golf course.
Tell us how it comes from.
My dad went to Tennessee State University, and they were the Tigers, and I was Little Tiger, so it just kind of stuck with me all my life. I've been Tiger my whole life.
Nice, nice. Now, we're going to come back to this big play, but coming out of the break here, we saw you hit in the end zone. You get down to the 1-yard line, and what do you call that? We call it the Nestle plunge.
That's what it is, a Nestle plunge. You know, falling back in the big ocean, the end zone.
Coach, you saw him pull up at the 1-yard line, though. Do you have a heart attack?
Getting in the end zone. Yeah, that almost happened to us again last night with Jeff Hewley getting there and celebrating a little early and almost got slapped out.
I checked both ways, though, before I did it.
It's always that one guy.
Yeah. We're laughing. The Soul coming off their first home loss of the year, 68-62. But you have a big day, 8 catches for 142. And yet Donovan Morgan held for 3 for 15. Is it by design that you go to him, or did it just work out that way?
It's just how they play us. You know, it's week to week. It could be anybody having 10 catches for 150 to 200 yards. It's pick your poison. You know, whoever's in motion, if you want to try and play a man, they're probably going to have a pretty good day.
Yeah.
If you're going to run zone, the other guys are going to have a better day.
Tiger, you had a huge year with Clint last year down in Dallas, and now you're doing it here in Philadelphia. You're a very strong possession-type receiver down near the goal line. I'm impressed by that. But you did something yesterday that I said is going to make the highlight reel all over America. Dan throws you a ball for a 35-yard touchdown, and you almost leave the stadium pulling it in for a touchdown. What were you thinking?
Well, first of all, I broke my route off. I had a corner route, but me and Dan being on the same page, working together every day, and just the communication, he saw what I saw what he saw. He threw the post as I went. I wish he wouldn't have thrown it so high, but
hello,
game on the line. You know, you got to make a play for your quarterback.
You go sailing over the wall like a Ryan Howard home run. I didn't know where you went.
Hey, I knew the wall was coming up. That's why I kind of went up so I can ball up to go over it. Concrete's coming, just.
Oh man, did you land on your head because we couldn't see it?
I hit head, knee, foot, everything.
And for once yesterday, as you can see in our replay there, the official was actually on top of the call.
Yeah, well, they had a similar play happen to them against Keon Perry. He actually dropped it, reached over and picked it up. The referee got over the late and called it a touchdown. So thank goodness he popped up. That's what we try to tell our guys. It's scary going over that wall. It's not fun to get as fast as you can back up and show the ball so they don't turn it over.
Oh, yeah, and then you punt it back the other direction. How'd you avoid a flag on that one, El Tigre?
We was at home.
Yeah.
Had a little home cooking on that one.
And the last thing I'm going to ask you about your histrionics, you have fun, and Plank was here last week saying he likes the guys to have fun. On your first touchdown, you get the guys in a big circle in the end zone. I don't even know what to call that. What was that?
Duck, duck, goose. You know, the little kids play it. We got to find a way to get the big guys involved. So we think of something to get them involved. Say, just come sit in a circle. We're going to play duck, duck, goose. And it's the end zone
Is there enough time in the game to complete the game?
Oh, yeah. It's plenty of time to celebrate. It's like it completes the play. You have to celebrate after a touchdown.
Hey, listen now, it was a lot of fun in that game, but in the end you took a 68-62 win. Only one stop of you the whole game, but that made the difference on that series we talked about with Clint here. What was it like on the field? It was almost like a hockey game with the fights that were going on all through the game. What was it like out there on the field?
It's like that's Cleveland's MO. I mean, I've played them before, and you know, dating back to last year, that's their game, and I think they felt like that's the only chance they had against us last night. Not taking anything away from their game, but they came out from the pregame introductions and trying to get under our skin and talking back and forth. I think we fell for it a little bit.
Well, there's one other factor. In one of those scrums in the end zone, after Donovan Morgan catches a touchdown and there's a little pushing and shoving, your starting center, Cavallo, gets thrown out of the game. And in the end, your 2 turnovers are a direct result of bad snaps from the substitute center to your quarterback.
Yeah. Normally, that's just game over. If you lose your center anytime during the game, let alone the first half, it's pretty much you don't carry 2 centers. We're fortunate enough to have 2 or 3 centers that actually can get the job done. Not true centers, but guys that fill in for that. And, you know, for a while we did well. We held her on. We were scoring match for match. And then, you know, there's a few plays that you're just not used to because it is a little slower getting up. The bubble screen we put on the ground. 4th down, they drove back, you know, on a bull rush.
Yeah.
You know, the bottom line is those plays never happen if we take care of business on those drives. We should have never got to 4th down on that drive we fumbled.
Yep.
So, you know, it's about taking care of business.
Hey, on the fun side, Philadelphia is a long way from where you grew up in Alabama?
Mobile, Alabama.
Mobile, Alabama. What's it been like for you so far, being a member of the Soul family and living here in Philly?
I love Philly so far.
Yeah?
It's a great city, great fans, and I just love it.
How you like the food, the atmosphere here
man,
at
the
Chicken
food
and
is great.
Pete's?
Chicken and Pete's, come here. Pre-game meal.
Philly lobster sub.
Oh, yeah. Cheese steaks, I've had a couple of those.
Because the man's right there looking you, staring you down, isn't he?
The fries.
And he thinks he could play ball, too.
I believe it.
Yeah, he'll
Looks
strap
like
on
he's
the
in
pads
gym.
if you don't give him his props.
It's like he's been in the gym.
Tiger, nice job. And we look forward to a big year with you and Clint. And Clint will be back. You take care. We'll see you down in Georgia next week. And then the next home game here against San Jose.
Yes, sir.
When we come back, the captain of all Philadelphia sports bars and food, Pete Ciarrocchi, will join us right here from Chicken Pete's on Walk the Plank, the Soul's Coaches Show. We'll be right back.
Hey Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Soul are inviting you to call now and purchase a Doug Plank 46-pack. What is it? Tickets to 4 games, including the home opener on April 1st. Go to PhillyWeGotThis.com. That's 4 games, plus all the benefits of being part of a championship team and championship season for $46. You want in? Go to PhillyWeGotThis.com or call the Soul office at 888-789-SOUL. Go to PhillyWeGotThis.com.
I do a lot of weird stuff to save money.
Carpooling.
We clip coupons. Coupons. Coupons.
You gotta eat leftovers, man. You got to.
Susquehanna Bank knows you're always looking for ways to save money.
Well, I eat in a lot more than I used to.
I use this to get places.
I buy generic everything. We use those swirly light bulbs.
You work hard for your money, and Susquehanna can help you keep more of it with free checking. Open your account today. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts. Member FDIC.
If you've been seriously injured in an auto accident, remember this name. If you're being pressured by the insurance company to take a settlement that isn't fair, remember this name. If you need someone to fight for you to get the money you deserve, remember this name. LundyLaw. Call 1-800-LundyLaw. Winning millions for clients in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware for over 50 years.
Hi, this is Pete from Chicky and Pete's. Chicky and Pete's has been recognized as the best sports bar in North America. We couldn't have done it without you, our loyal fans. You know, the Philadelphia sports fan wears their heart on their sleeve and has the enthusiasm like no other city in America. So at this time, we'd like to thank you for supporting your teams and supporting us at Chicky and Pete's, making us #1. Come down to Chicky and Pete's at Packer Avenue and see the trophy for being the #1 sports bar in North America. We'll see you here at Chicky and Pete's.
Richardson taking it all the way back for the Soul's one defensive score and the only stop of the game in a 68-62 loss, their first one of the year. Next up, Georgia this weekend. Then they come home to play the San Jose SaberCats right here at the Wells Fargo Center. Lou Tilley along with Clint Dolezel, who's filling in for Doug Plank, who's out on personal business. And it's your place. It's Pete Ciarrocchi's place. Chickies and Pete's right down here in South Philly. And everybody knows Pete for that, but I still don't know that a lot of people don't know that you're one of the owners of the Soul, Pete.
Very proud owner of the Philadelphia Soul. A great partnership, and the ownership group is super, and I really enjoy owning it. It's a lot of fun to go out to the games. It means a lot more when you own the game, the team.
Yeah, and you're a friend to all the teams in Philadelphia sports. How many shows you got coming out of this place right now?
There's many shows from afternoon radio shows, the evening shows, coach's show, coaches for the Eagles, coach for the Soul.
Well, I'm gonna out you a little bit because you and I went to the same high school, played for the same coach. Pete, an excellent football player for the Vikings of Northeast at Charlie Martin Field. And you still got the fire, Pete. It looks like you'd still suit him up, man.
Well, I would have liked to suit up yesterday, but I wanted to win the game. And unfortunately we didn't. But winning the game, I wouldn't have helped that much. So that's for sure.
Afterwards, as an old football head, would you, corner Clint right now and say, hey, what happened? I mean, what would you say to the coach right now?
No, I would say that the team Cleveland came in here, and they had an agenda. And I believe, there's a lot of X's and O's, and that's football, but there's also an agenda that they had. When they came in, they knew to get under our skin. And they've done that before to us. And before the game started, I mean, you might have talked about it already, and that throwing the punch, hitting Donovan Morgan. Everybody wants a piece of Donovan. He's the best player in the league. You want to hurt that guy. I mean, because you don't want him to play. But to get under our skin like that, and then just continually to do that during the course of the game, it worked for them. Because on paper, they should not beat us. The way they would beat us was by getting under our skin, and they did it. We let that happen. We succumbed to what they wanted to do, and that cost us the game, I believe. So that's what I would say. And at the end of the game, Dan grabbed me, and quarterback, which says a lot about him, and he said, Pete, can I speak to you for a second?
Really?
He was on the field, and he said, that isn't Soul football. He said, we're going to clean that up.
Nice.
We will.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you that. And, it won't happen again.
I was unsolicited, and I didn't look like I was upset or anything, and he just grabbed me, pulled me aside. And I got to tell you, as a quarterback, and as an owner looking at the quarterback, it tells you what kind of guy he is.
Different kind of ownership here, Clint, by the way. It's an interesting topic. You have 5 guys with very distinct, very successful businessmen, but all of them with a jock background, It
is. I mean, it makes a big difference. This is the first time I've ever been a part of where there's been more than one owner, and every one of them are passionate about football. And it helps, whether you want to. I'll go into coaching. There's some good coaches out there that didn't play football, but there's a lot more that did. And the same goes with athletes and being a part of it. We can talk to these guys after the game. They see what we see. They played the game. So it's nice. It's nice to come back and talk about that.
Pete, when you have all these other teams in town here, and I know you go out of your way when you're on with Preston and Steve and some of the other radio appearances you make, you try to pump the soul and you try to turn on people to what the game is really about. What is it you try to tell them about Arena League football?
I like to tell them that the AFL is just like the NFL. It's just a little bit faster. It's a lot more fun. As far as look, nothing's going to take the place of the NFL, but it's climate controlled. When it's hot, we got air conditioning. When it's cold, we got heat. It's always, you know, you show up at the NFL games, you don't know what you're going to get.
That's a good point.
And it's important. It's an important point. When you have a family of 5, you come out to a game, you want to know the weather's going to be great. It's hard to get your kids interested in the game when it's pouring. It's a great time. I think people should come out. Like last night, a lot of people came for the first time. And a lot of sponsors and so on. And they spoke to me after the game and said, I didn't realize. Well, no, you have to get the person there.
Yeah.
You know, you have to hold their hand, bring them into the stadium, show them what it's all about. Well, if you think you had a good time tonight, wait till we win.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I think that the AFL, the players, the speed of the game, a lot of great players came out of the AFL, went to the NFL. I think it's very similar. You just don't know the names yet, but when you come to the game, you learn the names.
And we're just watching some video now of all the fun stuff that went on, the pre-game tailgate parties, the kids dancing at halftime, and all the fun stuff. Hey, listen, Clint, you're a Southern guy, like so many that you brought with you from Dallas. Pete and I, we speak at a little different rate than you're probably used to. Are you getting accustomed to it?
Y'all are weird. I mean, you know, I've come up here and they pick me out of a crowd pretty fast with my accent, so. You come down south, we'll pick you out pretty fast too.
Yeah, well, I've had a little sample of it. Pete, just back from Mexico, you're looking good, my man.
Yeah.
Speaking of sponsors, we want to thank Foods Galore, your primary food distributor, for how long?
Since I've been open, 35 years. Scott's been delivering to me, and Foods Galore is the place to deal with. Those guys grew with us, like I said before, and they'll grow with you.
Yeah, I want to thank Scotty,
too. Processor in the realm.
Nice job. Good food, good eats. We thank you for feeding us as well, Pete, and continued success with the Soul this year.
Thank you very much. Come out and see a Soul game.
Pete Ciarrocchi, right here from Chicky and Pete's. That's where we're doing the show every week. We tape down here on Monday nights at 7:30. Come on down and see us, and don't forget to come see the Soul. Next home game coming up April 15th, Sunday at 6:05 at the Wells Fargo Center. And if you're a scout, there's a super new program. You come to the game, and then you sleep overnight on the actual field where the Eagles play at the Link. Check it out at 888-789-SOUL, and we'll be right back with more. We look forward to next week on Walk the Plank.
If you've been seriously injured in an auto accident, remember this name. If you're being pressured by the insurance company to take a settlement that isn't fair, remember this name. If you need someone to fight for you to get the money you deserve, remember this name. LundyLaw. Call 1-800-LundyLaw. Winning millions for clients in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware for over 50 years.
Hey Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Soul are inviting you to call now and purchase a Doug Plank 46-pack. What is it? Tickets to 4 games, including the home opener on April 1st. Go to PhillyWeGotThis.com. That's 4 games, plus all the benefits of being part of a championship team and championship season for $46. You want in? Go to PhillyWeGotThis.com or call the Soul office at 888-789-SOUL. Go to PhillyWeGotThis.com.
Chicky and Pete's, home of the Soul, good times, and great food. But where does Pete get his great eats?
Hi, I'm Pete from Chicky and Pete's, and we've been using Foods Galore since the very start back in 1977. They've grown with us, and they'll grow with you.
Foods Galore, they deliver for Pete, and now for your food business. Call them at 856-488-1112. Foods Galore, providing the great eats for Chicky and Pete's, and now for you.
So, Mr. Jaworski, we wanted to show you the new packaging for Goldenberg's Peanut Chews. Of course, it still has the same original chewy, chocolatey, peanutty taste. Would you like to try one?
Sure.
So?
Man, these are really good. Mm-hmm. What? Now that's chewing it old school.
Here's the LundyLaw injury report as the Soul get ready to go down and play the Force. You'll see it on the NFL Network. It's presented by LundyLaw out. Alfonso Hoggard again doubtful. Devin Clark. Phil Marfuji, an important component. He's the kicker. Jerome Hayes and Brendan Perkins, both linebackers, both iffy. The injury report presented by 1-800-LundyLaw, serving Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. LundyLaw is the official law firm of the Soul, and Leonard Lundy, now one of the voices at the Wells Fargo Center. I mean, 9 times you called out the penalties live at the home opener yesterday. Are you exhausted?
That was just the first quarter. I called it out many times after that.
Pre-game, too. I think there might have been some in pre-game and after the game, too.
I did.
And Leonard, you've got another important idea coming up in conjunction with the Soul and with Children's Hospital.
Yes, this, LundyLaw is proud to sponsor what's called the LundyLaw Library Express for Children's Hospital. We're going to have trolleys roll around the hospital with children's books and adults' books. So we're asking the fans to bring only new books to the Soul games, donate them from age 3 to age 17 for children and then adult books, and we will add them to our book collection and give them to people at Children's Hospital.
Very nice.
It's a great cause, a great cause.
And don't throw them on the field like we did with the teddy bears yesterday.
No. Just drop them at our table.
Yeah, that could be dangerous. All right, the next game is a road game coming up at Georgia. Coach Dolezel filling in for Coach Plank today. What do we know about Georgia, or is it all about what you do this week to get back on the winning track?
It is. It's about what we do, but they got a good football team. They beat Cleveland in week 1. They've got a great pass rush. Their secondary is a little iffy right now, but they've got a new quarterback in Archer. He didn't start the first 2 weeks, but he will start against us, it looks like, and he's a little more of a solid quarterback than their starter.
There's an Archer playing quarterback in Georgia in pro football? Not David Archer. He's not still around.
I know Archer.
Yeah.
I know last name.
No problem. Well, your offense seems to be fine right now, with all due respect. You get your center back. We're not sure about that. They're appealing it. He was thrown out of the game for an altercation he may or may not have been involved in, so we won't know until a little bit later. But good luck down there. Leonard, what's the drive called again for the books?
The LundyLaw Library Express.
Very nice.
We hope everybody will bring a book for Children's Hospital.
And the first chance you can do that is our next home game. That comes up on April 15th, Sunday at 6:05 down at the Wells Fargo Center as the Soul take on the SaberCats. That's a great matchup, and you can get your tickets at 1-888-789-SOUL and go online at PhiladelphiaSoul.com. And like the Soul on Facebook and be entered to win a free trip for 2 to the Arena Bowl in New Orleans coming up this summer. 4 days and 3 nights, all expenses. Facebook.com/Soul. Leonard, thank you for your sponsorship of the Soul.
Lou.
Clint, continued success with your offense, and we'll see you again in a week right here from Chickies and Pete's on Walk the Plank, the Philadelphia Soul Store. I'm Lou Tilley. Have a good week. Walk the Plank is brought to you by Foods Galore, preferred food supplier for Chickies and Pete's from the start. Bargain Car, Truck, and Van Rental in Brookhaven, Broomall, and Chadsford. Bradford White Water Heaters, the official water heater of the Philadelphia Soul. GENO'S Steaks, the best cheesesteak in Philadelphia since 1966. Susquehanna Bank, the preferred banking partner of the Philadelphia Soul.